Hi, I'm Caleb Giddings from Gun Nuts Media. We're out on the range today again at Gunway, and today we're going to talk about the difference between appendix inside the waistband carry, or AIWB, and traditional inside the waistband carry, or the 3 to 4 o'clock position. For the rest of this video, we're going to refer to appendix carry either as AIWB or appendix, and we're going to refer to traditional 4 o'clock position inside the waistband as just IWB or traditional IWB. How are we going to do this? Well, we're going to go over some of the advantages and disadvantages of each position, and then we're going to use science and put them on the clock to see which is faster from concealment. So let's get started. Here's how the testing is going to work. I have a half-size USPSA target downrange at about 5-ish yards. We're going to do 5 shots unconcealed, traditional IWB, then 5 shots unconcealed, appendix carry, then we're going to do 5 shots concealed from both holster types. We're going to look at all of our times, we're going to look at our hits, and we're going to see which is faster. I'm only going to do single shot draws, all right? Now, I'm going to try to avoid doing Hoper draws and stuff like that where I just like whip it and blaze it out. I'm trying to shoot A's here on a half-size target. So let's put in some work. 5 shots, behind the hip IWB. That was a 183, and you probably saw me futzing around to find the grip. $175. $174. $159, and last one. $159. So let's review. We had a 159, a 159, a 175, a 174, and a 183. Those are our times for behind the hip unconcealed. Same drill. Unconcealed appendix. 5 shots. $157. So even with me fumbling the draw, which you saw, it's a 157. All right, here we go. Let's try to not mess that draw up. $149. $143, and my first Charlie. $144. And a 143. So we had 143, 144. Let's see, what did we have? I'm trying to remember how to review my strings on this timer. There we go, wait a minute. All right, so we had for the appendix carry, here are the numbers: 143, 144, 143, 149, 157. For traditional IWB, we had a 159, a 159, a 174, a 175, and a 183. So that shows pretty conclusively that without concealment, appendix carry is going to be a little bit faster. Well, now let's go and add concealment to the mix and see what happens. Now it's time to add concealment to the mix. I'm wearing what is my favorite winter fall spring concealment garment, a pullover sweatshirt. So to draw from the appendix carry position, it's just going to be up and onto the gun. The move to draw from the traditional behind the hip position is going to be pretty much the same, except I'm going to need to come over a little bit further to make sure I clear my gun, and we'll go over that when we get to it. But this time we're going to switch it up. We're going to start from the appendix position. Here we go. $165. $166. Just barely an A. $153. That was a nice high A. $151. One more. And another decent A. I struggled with my draw a little bit there, as you could probably see. And we ended up with a 171. All right, I'm going to switch up holsters. Be right back. The Glock is now concealed at the traditional behind the hip position. 5 shots from concealment. Now, some people like to do a up over and then come down and draw with their strong hand. I don't like that. It's too easy to foul the cover garment, so we're going to go across the body and clear to come down onto the gun. And immediately there was a problem. I snagged my pinky finger on my cover garment as I was coming out. I still got a good hit, but that was a 234 to my first shot. Little bit better, 206. $190. All right, that one I was definitely pressing, and I shot a Charlie in a 178. Shit! And I missed the cover garment, giving me a 272. Now, because I know some of you guys are going to ask, we are going to do just a couple where I lift up the cover garment with my strong hand and try to do it that way. Let's see if that's any faster. $224. $244. Not looking good. That was probably my best one yet. I was right. The 209. $263. What's our ammo sitch here? One more. Last one. $210. So lifting up the concealment garment with my strong hand was slower across the board than if I tried to clear it with my weak hand, which I'll show you again one more time. So that was my best run clearing it with my weak hand, and it was still a 182. Slower in all circumstances than appendix carry. So what does that give us for results? Well, across the board, appendix carry was faster than traditional behind the hip carry. It just was. And it's because of the way our body is set up. It is a faster, more natural motion for you to reach down in front of you and produce the gun from there than it is for you to reach around partially behind you and produce the gun from there. You're going to be faster from AIWB. Now, before some mouth breather lights me up in the comments about how, oh, well, Caleb, you always carry AIWB, so you never practice traditional IWB, that's why you're slower. I've only been carrying at the appendix position for a year. I started a year ago when I started doing 1911 tests, and I wanted to change up how I carried the gun. I have been carrying traditional behind the hip IWB most of my adult life. When I carry for work or carry for competition, it's traditional outside the hip, strong side carry. I am extremely used to reaching back here to produce a firearm. You don't forget how to do that. It's like falling off a bicycle or riding a log or whatever the hell that idiom is. The point is that even someone like me who has spent most of his life carrying behind the hip and has only spent about a year carrying at the appendix carry position, I'm still faster from the AIWB position. Gear matters a lot too. All right, I wouldn't have been nearly as fast coming out from behind the hip if I'd been using a cheap holster. I'm pretty much using the best leather holster money can buy. I've got a Galco horsehide Glock holster right here. It's phenomenal. I strongly recommend it. It's well made. It's not going to flap shut or anything like that. And if you are going to carry traditional behind the hip carry, this is what you want. My appendix carry holster, also awesome. This is the Dark Star Gear holster. It's got the RCS wing claw on it, which gives it a little bit more butt tuck, which I love. Regardless of my carry method, I always try to buy quality gear. So quality traditional IWB holster, quality appendix carry holster. Don't buy crappy holsters. Life's too short for that. I want to wrap this video up, though, with a pretty simple statement. If you're not comfortable carrying at the appendix carry position, which I understand some people aren't, don't do it. No one's going to kill you for not carrying AIWB. I like it. When you look at the numbers that we were produced, we're talking about 0.3 seconds on average faster to that first shot. 0.3 seconds is a long time. The human reaction time is only 0.2 seconds. So in the time it takes you to recognize a threat and react to that threat is 0.2, maybe 0.3 seconds. Think about it. That's the difference in my first shot. I'm essentially buying myself a free action by carrying my gun up here up front, because if I look at a threat, realize it's a threat, and react to the threat, there's 0.3 seconds right there. Now add an extra 0.3 seconds for me to reach back behind my hip to get my gun, and I'm giving away over half a second. A lot of crap can happen in a fight in half a second. And at the end of the day, that's why I choose appendix carry. Not because it's super operator or tactical or anything like that, but because it's faster. And I am a big believer that speed is an incredibly important factor in a defensive shooting situation. Speed is great. And if you can pair speed and accuracy together and get fast fight-stopping hits, that's really great. I can't think of a single reason why you wouldn't want to do that. But, again, if you don't like AIWB, if you choose a different method of carry, make sure you buy good gear. I want to thank Dark Star Gear for sending me this sweet appendix carry holster, and Galco for sending me this sweet behind the hip holster. If I am ever in a situation where AIWB isn't appropriate for whatever reason, this is what I'm going to be carrying in. I'm Caleb Giddings. Thanks for watching.